This is a short introduction to the study skill I call pacing yourself. All student athletes know this concept, but I'll use running to make the point, because if I'm honest, I'm a horrible runner. My 5K pace at the end of a sprint triathlon is somewhere between 8.5 and 9 minute mile. But that's a lot faster and farther than I thought was possible for myself 10 years ago. I had to improve my running form. I leaned forward too much. I had to get shoes that actually fit me and support my joints for my pace and stride. And I had to pace myself. I'd start a run at like a sub 7 minute pace, and then I'd end up at a 12-minute pace, and somehow that would never average to a 9.5 minute mile. I'd try running 6 days a week, and then I'd end up with ice packs, being on the couch for days. Pace is also important for studying and for the same two situations. You can get all excited about reading a chapter or writing a paper, and you can hit the desk reading or writing at a blitz pace, only to find yourself exhausted half an hour later and in need of too much recovery time to finish the assignment before the deadline. Just like a good runner, you have to figure out what pace and what distance you can sustain for reading and writing. This will help you set expectations. If the coach says, you've got a 1 mile workout today, and you know that it takes you 10 minutes to run a mile, you know the minimum time for your workout. Similarly, if the professor says you've got 30 pages of reading to get done before our next class, and you know you can read and retain 15 pages an hour, you know how much time you need to set aside to complete that assignment. Just because you can sprint 100 yards at a breakneck pace does not mean that you can sustain that pace for a mile. Secondly, you've got to consider that the whole race is going to play out differently than any one particular segment. Think about your entire semester of learning and not just one day or one assignment at a time. Good runners know where they need to be at mile 1 in order to be where they want to be at mile 6. They also know how to peak their season so that they set a personal best at the championship race and not at the season opener. Good runners don't wait until the night before a race to figure out if they can go that distance or that pace. Some days they run faster for shorter lengths. Other days they run much farther at a slower pace. Some days they cross-train and work on something totally different. They know that they need recovery time. Plan your semester of study to account for that. Maybe Mondays are good days for 10 hours of long, slow grind at your academic work, leaving Fridays for you to be more like 6 hours of intense focus. Pay attention to your study pace, and then set up a training plan so that you can hit that personal record come finals at the end of this semester.